utterly unprepared this morning. Hello, everybody. Seriously.
Hi.
Okay. Listen, nothing's going on today, right? I mean,
I hate it when there's like these really slow news days.
Slow news cycle. Right. There's absolutely
Makes it
nothing.
so hard.
Can't wait to see what we're going to talk about today. It's going to be really interesting. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed.
Friday to you guys.
Is everybody like out of their curled up fetal positions? You just like listening to mom and dad fight and you're hiding in the closet.
Can't wait to talk about this and to have flashbacks from my parents' divorce. Can't wait.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We are obviously going to get into the weeds about the entire Trump and Elon fight. But I know this is going to come as a shock to everybody. There was other news that happened yesterday. And so, and some of it relates to the Supreme Court. Couple different things that we need to talk about with respect to the Supreme Court. First, there was a unanimous ruling that I thought, you know what? Good for the weirdos like Ketanji Brown Jackson and what's her name, Elena, and the other liberal justices for finally doing something right.
Yeah,
I love when there's a unanimous ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if you haven't heard about the ruling, here is just a little brief news clip about it.
Here, the Supreme Court sided with a straight woman in Ohio. She filed a reverse discrimination lawsuit against her employer when her gay boss declined to promote her and instead promoted another gay individual. Now, this is mostly about the bar that members of majority groups, so in this case a straight white woman, need to meet in order to file these kinds of claims. And here, in a unanimous opinion, they have sided with this woman. So she will, it appears, be allowed to continue to proceed with this. And as you know, diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is something that has been really politicized during the Trump administration, which is one of the many reasons that we have been watching this particular case so closely.
Yeah.
And Charles C.W. Cook said, radical Supreme Court rules 9-0 that anti-discrimination laws make discrimination illegal, even if progressives dislike the people being discriminated against.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And happy Pride Month. Woo! Yeah.
So listen, this makes all the sense in the world. Like people who insist that reverse discrimination is not a thing are just wrong. Discrimination can happen no matter who the victim is.
I hate that they call it reverse discrimination. Discrimination is just discrimination.
Exactly.
Don't be a discriminating jerk off.
Right. This isn't
just
hard.
Don't do that. Yeah.
So anyway, that happened. That was super exciting. And then Ron DeSantis brought up something. No, actually, he was responding to somebody else, but there's an interesting note that he made. And, you know, he's a constitutional lawyer. He knows the Constitution inside and out. And this whole thing about judges, these district court judges doing everything they can to thwart Trump's agenda at every single turn does actually have a pretty simple solution, as it turns out. And this is what we discovered with the tweet that Ron DeSantis replied to. Mike Holt said, I've read that since the House of Representatives control the purse strings, they can defund the employees and infrastructure of these activist judges. In my opinion, Mike Johnson should have already started those proceedings, shot across the bow. And Ron DeSantis said the only constitutionally required court is the Supreme Court. Congress has the authority to establish and abolish courts at the district and appellate level. If Congress wanted to abolish the federal district court in DC, for example, it has the authority to do so.
So then do something about it. Do something about it. Yeah, because these judges are out of control.
Out of control.
And they shouldn't be trying to override what the mandate is, the mandate that we've given the president, basically.
Yeah.
So stop it.
So, I mean, there's a solution here, and it is just going to take some balls.
A couple, Congress. Just like just a couple tiny little mouse balls.
Just a little bit more than what they're currently carrying around.
Right. It's like it's a tiny, teeny mouse ball. Itsy balls that they got to grab. Right.
They got to do the things, and that's what they need to do, and
totally,
and more power to them to do it.
Right,
so,
you guys.
Yeah.
Do you have your blackout coffee? I have been drinking coffee.
Oh my God, are you
since 3
serious?
o'clock this morning. I have a kid that's on her way to, well, she's actually there. She's at a swim meet. Her warm-up time was 5:45 in a whole other city. So we were up at the crack of dawn, you guys. So I hope you're blackout with me. We are all waking up. They have flavors. They're awesome. They are so America. We love them. Blackoutcoffee.com/chicks. Use code chicks. Get 20% off your first order. You guys, they rock. Also, check out our socials, www.chicksontheright.com/links. Look at all those socials.
This is what you see when you go there.
Right? Even if you're antisocial, you cannot help but be social. Yes. Hello. Also, please click subscribe. Please do that. And
Do
tell
it.
your friends. Please do that. We implore you. Thank you.
You guys ready to get into the fight, the big fat fight?
The journey. She has made it into like a journey,
It's
you
gonna be a
guys. Like
journey.
she started yesterday and she worked all through the night
I basically
Yes.
almost did.
just to get this ready for you. It's like it is a journey. So everybody get their coffee, get their blackout, get
Yeah.
ready, sit down. We're going to take you
Well,
through the journey.
you know, and the reason that it is structured as a journey, that is a chronological journey,
Mhm.
with lots and lots of steps along the way. The
Right.
reason that it's structured that way is because I saw an interesting tweet, and I don't even remember who at this point it was from, but there was someone who said, hey, for everybody that's freaking out over this fight between Trump and Elon, I just talked to a friend of mine who's a normie. In other words, somebody that is completely disengaged from the daily nits and gnats of politics. They had no idea this was happening. And that's probably true for a
Most
huge
Americans,
majority
yeah.
of the country, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, I know our audience is very, very engaged, and so it's different for
Yeah.
us. But in the chance that there's somebody paying attention today who's like, what? There's a fight? When did this happen? We're going to take you on the whole journey.
Could
We're
you
going to
imagine?
remind everybody how it started and then where we are today.
Could you imagine not knowing that this is happening though? Like that
I
would
know
be
it's like
awesome.
unfathomable to us.
I'm jealous of those people. Like I'm actually jealous today of the people who are that completely unplugged from
Right?
anything that's going on in the world, that they're like, wait, Elon and Trump they're not like, there's something going on. I just who are these people? Oh my
They're
God.
happy people. I can
They
guarantee
are.
you that.
Happy and ignorant, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So anyway, let's just take a real quick rewind to a few days ago when this all sort of started, because last Friday, a week ago today, everybody was in love and happy and hugging in the Oval Office and getting golden keys and getting compliments. And it was all amazing, right?
It was.
And then Elon tweeted this. This is how it all began. So this was on the 3rd. This was what, Tuesday, I guess it was.
Mhm.
And Elon said, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. So that's how that started. And Trump didn't really do much of anything to say anything back to that specifically. He did retweet some compliments that Elon had given him, just to remind everybody, we're still tight. This is fine. Like there's nothing amiss here. We just disagree. We just disagree, I guess, about this bill. But then Elon kept poking the bear. You know what I mean? Like there was poking at the bear. And so what he did next is a response to something that Trump put on True Social, which is that he agreed with Elizabeth Warren. So Elizabeth Warren said, Donald Trump and I agree the debt limit should be scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. And Donald Trump said, I'm very pleased to announce that after all these years, I agree with her on something. The debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. It's too devastating to be put in the hands of political people that may want to use it despite the horrendous effect it could have on our country. Let's get together, Republican, Democrat, and do this. And that did not sit well.
That's it. Yeah,
with Elon.
That's where Elon snapped.
I think
that could have been the moment. That could have been the moment where he just completely snapped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this wasn't the snapping moment.
You don't think it was a snapping?
No. I
think
this was part of the buildup.
Things were starting to crack.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was starting to crack
there
here.
were cracks. There were
Okay.
cracks.
Mhm.
And then Elon was like, wait, where's the Donald Trump I fell in love with? And so he reposted, this was yesterday in the morning, he reposted an old 2013 Trump tweet in which
Right.
Donald Trump said, I cannot believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. I am a Republican and I am embarrassed. And Elon said, wise words.
Oh,
And then he did it
no.
again. He retweeted another old tweet of Donald Trump's back from 2012, in which he said, no member of Congress should be eligible for re-election if our country's budget is not balanced, deficits not allowed. So Elon retweeted that also and said, I couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
And then things started getting interesting. That's when Trump, who, by the way, had the German chancellor in the Oval Office and the whole press corps was there. And he finally responded to the fact that Elon had started turning against him. And here is some of what Trump said in the Oval Office.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best thing. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. So we've done a great job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up and campaigned for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too. But there's something about this one.
Well, the personal insults being next, that was a good call.
What's that?
It was a good call when he said that he hasn't insulted me personally, but that's next. It was a good call.
Yeah, exactly. That.
Yep.
He knew what was coming. And
Yeah.
so that was what Trump said. And then things just exploded. Absolutely.
I mean,
exploded.
if you were anywhere near your phone yesterday, you stepped away for like 5 minutes and you came back, you're like, why is everything on fire? Like, it's just fires were everywhere. You're like, what is going on? That's how you felt yesterday.
So, and you heard a couple of the couple of points that Trump made in there, specifically that Elon turned on the bill once he found out that this EV subsidy was going away. That was one point he made. And because Elon responds to all of this, believe you me. And we're going to get into some of the reaction, some more of the fight, some more of the journey. But when things feel on fire, this is the time that you need to be prepared for any emergency, because who knows what's going to happen as a result of this. And being prepared doesn't just mean just having extra bottles of water in your garage. It means also having emergency food. And why would you not get emergency food that tastes really yummy from our friends at Readywise.com?
The kind that you eat when you're not in an emergency, like mom. She does it all the time.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready
to fall in love with food. So let me
guys.
just give you some of the names of some of the meals that you could have stored up on an emergency basis or bust into early if you're like me. They have pasta alla vodka with chicken, beef bulgogi and kimchi fried rice, coconut cashew curry, traditional pork chili verde. Hello, these are really, really yummy things.
You've had me at vodka. She had me at vodka, you guys. Right? If the crap's hitting the fan, anything with vodka in it, I'm there. I'm your Huckleberry. Do this.
They also have, because it used to be that they had the fruit and veggie bundles that you could get too.
Yes.
But now they have like a fruit, veggie, and meat bundle, which is like the ultimate that you want to be prepared with.
Yes.
You can save 10% off of your entire order, even if you're buying sale items at readywise.com when you use promo code CHICKS10, CHICKS10 at readywise.com. All right, so let's continue where we left off. As soon as Trump made those statements in the Oval Office, it was on. And here's what Elon said initially. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude.
Okay, here we go. I mean, this is the thing. If you're a child of divorce, you've seen this before. You're having flashbacks, honestly. if you're a kid of a celebrity, like you understand the unconscious coupling part of it. But if you're a normal kid, then you see this and you're like, yesterday I was just so uncomfortable all day.
Right?
Yesterday. I really was, because there was one of your parents was, at least one, if not both, were emotionally charged and used the kids, we're the kids, as collateral. I feel like we're all being
we're the leverage.
We're the leverage. Sucks. Right. We're it. Like, this is a divorce that's happening in real time, and I don't like it.
Nobody likes this. And then it was super interesting because Twitter or X, whatever, started to take sides, right? And so initially, a lot of the initial reaction that I saw was against Elon. They were super pissed when he started going after Trump like this. One person, I think it was Misfit Patriot, said, the same could be said about you. He gave you a position, opened his doors to his home and family, and the moment you didn't get what you wanted, you started slamming him on Twitter. You're acting like a petulant child. He is responding to your tantrum, not the other way around. And that sentiment was also echoed by a woman that our group chat fell in love with yesterday, Jackie Ritacco.
Oh my God, yes, I love her.
WTF are you doing? Starting a public feud with the president? Go work this out in private. You are blowing this for us with this in-your-face fighting. Negotiate, for F's sake. Jeesh.
It's true. Yeah, I agree with Jackie. Like, this is just it is very childish. And I'll bring it up. This may not be appropriate. I'm going to bring it up anyway. The dude has Asperger's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, like from an emotional standpoint, I don't know much about that condition. Does he have problems controlling his emotions? Like, is that part of it? I'm asking it. I'm being legit and asking the question.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. Is that something like, does he? Yeah. Somebody said he's on the spectrum. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does that mean that he has problems? Because this is the thing, he is having an emotional outburst.
For sure.
Curious.
And I don't know if it's about controlling emotions as much as it is knowing from a social standpoint what is appropriate to say and when.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he has a whole lot of differentiating,
like a filter.
ability.
Like the guy,
right.
Is he lacking filters when it comes to
right.
that? And people that aren't on the spectrum understand, maybe I should talk about this behind closed doors. We should work this out, not in public and on X.
Right. I mean, that was my initial reaction was, please call each other. Please just call each other directly. Please stop having this fight out in the open. Please.
It's disastrous.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good for anybody. But it got worse.
God.
So Elon started really trying to put out his position, and his team quoted Trump saying, "I'm very disappointed with Elon. I've helped him a lot. He had no problem with the bill. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out we're going to cut the EV mandate." And that is when Elon's burr went way up. He said, "False. This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it." And I genuinely do not know who is right about that part, because I've seen some people say all the components of the bill in piecemeal were up on the website for everybody to review for weeks.
Right.
And then other people say that the final version of the bill was not posted until the night before it was passed. Both of those things could be true, but I do find it hard to believe that Elon was like utterly unaware
of anything in it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I don't buy that.
I honestly don't buy that either. And I think
that seems pretty far-fetched.
And if even bits and pieces were out, he would have known enough about it. And he was right there. He was in the inner circle. He would have known at least the gist of what was in it. I find that hard to believe too. I really, really do.
Yeah. So there were some people that were begging for this fight to be, not publicized. Chris Lale said, "Guys, please don't do this. You can disagree without burning everything down."
Right.
The deep state wins, the more fractured the people become. And for the record, government should be spending way less. We have other major problems with rogue judges, dirty politicians, and a potential World War III. We don't need this. But then we started to see, the rift taking place with people, not just these two, but like with other people. Tom Elliott, who owns Grabien, for example, he was definitely on Elon's side. He said Elon helped Trump win, and now Trump, who talks so much about loyalty, is stabbing him in the back simply because he's trying to ensure the administration actually delivers on their campaign promise.
What's wrong with delivering on campaign promises? What's wrong with that? Like, why is that a bad thing?
No. He's saying that Elon wants Trump to fulfill campaign promises and that Trump isn't with this bill. So Tom is taking the side of Elon.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I feel like Trump is delivering on campaign promises with a lot of the things in the bill, or at least
he's trying, but like
he feels like he is. Yeah.
Well, he is practically, right, with the makeup of Congress that he has to work with. He's also a realist. He's a pragmatist. He's doing the best he can with what he's got.
Right.
And I think Elon is like, I'm like totally, I want everything right now, but is not offering any kind of possibility of how that could happen. Like,
right. And listen, and I love Elon, don't get me wrong, but we did not elect him president.
That's true.
He's not the guy we elected. We elected
He
Trump.
was a bonus. To me, he was like a bonus. Yeah.
He was somebody who was appointed to help the president. And so if he thinks that he was the guy that was elected, he's sorely mistaken. But and I love them both. I think they have both done incredible things for us thus far. I just
without
think
question.
This is not helpful. None of this is helpful.
Nope.
But I think they both could help deliver things for the American people if they work together. What Elon's doing right now is not helpful. It's fracturing us even farther. So if he thinks it's going to help anything get across the goal, it's not.
No, it's making everything a zillion times worse.
Right. He's undoing things that he did, which that's not helpful. Yeah.
So to Elon's credit, though, some of the stuff that Trump was suggesting in the Oval Office simply isn't true. And so, there's a lot of blame to go around here. And Elon, there's plenty of evidence to show that what Trump was suggesting about the EV mandate had nothing to do with Elon's disagreement with it. So he posted this, remember this? And he posted a video clip in which Trump says to everyone outside the White House, Elon has never cared about subsidies. He has never been bothered by whatever the government does with respect to EVs. And here's the evidence. Here is what Trump said at that time.
Who would do that? Yeah. He has never asked me for a thing. And he's built this great company, and he shouldn't be penalized because he's a patriot. He's an incredible patriot. And I don't even know if he's a Republican. I really don't.
Mr. President.
So then Elon just went like hog wild when it came to uncovering all of these old posts from Trump back in the day saying you know, we can't have deficits. We can't raise the debt ceiling. We can't have these, like basically all the things that he said in campaign mode. Trump said, or I'm sorry, Elon reposted and said, where is this guy today? So it was just getting really ugly, you guys. And then the Babylon Bee came out to try to calm everything down and said, a judge determines Trump will get the nation on weekdays while Musk gets it every other weekend and on holidays.
This is where we are. It's a divorce. I mean, please tell me you included Kat Timpf. Please tell me you did.
I did not. I
You
did not.
did
I have
not?
a lot
Oh
of journey, but I don't have that.
Oh my God, Kat Timpf, you guys. Like, I wish I probably won't do it justice. If I could just, I don't know. I don't know if I can find it, but she just had the greatest thing because we got these two dudes like duking it out
Right.
yesterday, which I think it's just so funny because it's like, it's a total, you know, divorce.
It's a cat fight.
It's a cat fight, but damn it. I wish I could. Do I have it? I really want it because I want to tell you guys what she said. I probably could just keep going. I probably won't be able to find it.
Well, you look for it while I'll tell everybody how to fix their health. And if they're not getting enough fruits and veggies, they can fix that very easily with our friends from Brickhouse Nutrition. Field of Greens is the organic superfood. This has all of the vitamins and minerals that you need from fruits and veggies that you're not eating. It's all right here. It's all in this product. This delicious berry tasting product that you can get from Field of Greens. It's Fog Chicks, FOGchicks.com. This stuff actually improves your health, and they believe in it so strongly that they have a guarantee that when you go and get labs, say you've been on it for 3 months or so, you go and get your labs, they are going to show an improvement in your health at your doctor's office, or you will get your money back. You can get 20% off of your first order when you go to fogchicks.com. And we would not be talking about this product if we didn't think it tasted good, because that's a deal breaker.
Oh my God, right?
It's got to taste good, or I'm not in. I'm not going to be
sweet tea. The stuff that tastes like sweet tea. It's not even. They should just call it sweet tea. It's not.
They should, but it's lemon lime is what they call it.
It's lemon lime. It's so good. It tastes like sweet tea, you guys. It's so good. My favorite. Yeah.
Yep. Fogchicks.com and then use code. Did you find it?
I found it. Kat Timpf said, "Thankfully, we don't have more women in positions of power. Things might get too dramatic." I can't, you guys. It's like, it's so true. These guys are just like going at each other, and we're back here going, "Can we?"
Are you guys on your period? What's happening?
Right. Somebody sent him a tampon. Honestly.
Well, after the B, Elon was not finished proving that what Trump said about him and the EV tax credit and the mandates and the subsidies, all that stuff is just nonsense. He posted a video of himself back from 2021 in which he made clear, I don't care about government help.
We don't need the $7,500 tax credit. I would say, honestly, I would just can this whole bill. Don't pass it. That's my recommendation.
What about the support though for the charging network? I mean, there are parts of this bill and no.
I mean, do we need support for gas stations? We don't. So there's no need for this for support for a charging network. I would delete it. Delete.
Okay. All right.
I'm literally saying get rid of all subsidies, but also for oil and gas.
Trump was wrong. I mean, Trump's just wrong. When he says that that's what this is about, that's not what this is about.
No, it isn't. You're right. It's not about this. You're absolutely right. And I, like I said, I think they're both right in so many ways.
Oh my God, totally.
And then they're both wrong in so many ways about this.
Yes.
Like I wish they could just sit down in a room and hash this out, because I hate this so much, because this is just going to cause so many problems in our party, you guys. We were doing so well. We were on such a nice.
This is such a gift to Democrats. It's here you go.
Especially
here's everything you ever wanted.
Right. I can't even imagine what they're talking about on The View today. I mean, this is it's such an absolute gift to them. And it just is unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. Why do we do this? We always step on our own dicks. Always.
Yeah. This is like a Republican default setting.
Right? It is. It's like, it was too good to be true for like a couple months. We were just and then here we are. Again.
And the problem is, and there's mixed reviews on this, but some people think that Elon could potentially do serious damage to the Republican Party in the midterms, just because obviously he has huge influence. I mean, there's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started doing stuff like this. So he put out a poll saying, is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? And I looked at that poll, I guess it was last night, and I think 5 million people or something had voted in it at that point, and it was 80% who had said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Laura Loomer, started talking about this, and Elon responded to her. So she was saying, this is heating up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And Elon said, and some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. So it was almost like, it was almost like he's gonna talk about this new party, and then is he suggesting that he is going to lead it? Because that could really be problematic.
It's like, and he got a taste for it, right? He got into Trump asked him to come in there. He took him under his wing. He basically like adopted this kid. He brought him in, It's like, here, come in here. I'll make you you're like a son to me, and here's your son. And I'm going to treat you like family. I'm going to bring you in. He got a taste for that. Mm-hmm. And now he's like, I really like that. I could do that. And here we are.
Yeah. So then Trump got angry and started doing a little bit of rage tweeting. So here's what he said at first. He said, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy, which even in this tweet, he contradicts himself, because he's like, he knew for months I was going to do this, but like all of a sudden he just went crazy. How does that work? You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the EV mandate.
I just think
literally nothing.
He probably should have just said he just went a little nuts. I don't know. He should just be like, I don't know why he's going crazy. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, I don't know why this guy's going nuts, but he's going nuts.
He's going crazy. And then he, sort of kept on that theme in his second tweet and said the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it.
Here we go.
Then, so I mean, you can tell it's just getting uglier and uglier, and we're on this journey together, you guys.
Here we go. Yeah.
And read what Glenn Beck said, because he was like, so us.
He's so us. I know. I saw this too, and I was like, oh my God, this is like perfectly encapsulates how I feel about all this. God, I love Glenn Beck. I'm so sad to see Donald Trump and Elon Musk at odds. Both are such patriots and have done heroic things. Yes, the big, beautiful bill is bloated and needs cuts. Yes, the good things in it need to be passed or the economic plan falls apart. Yes, there are no Democrats that will make the cuts. So we have a razor thin margin with the GOP. Is there no way we can see our way forward with the win-win? I am with both the president on his economic plan and with Elon on the cuts. Both are critical. How do we not blow up the two greatest men we have seen in DC? We need each other. We cannot continue to divide and expect to gain support for either path. Yes, Glenn Beck.
Yes.
Glenn Beck.
Yes to all of that.
I'm like Meg Ryan in the diner right now, slamming my hands on the table. That's exactly how I feel, Glenn Beck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I also felt what Banshee said, which is that never have two men needed their phones taken away more than right now.
It's so true. And I feel like, Elon is kind of like a teenager. He's like an extremely brilliant, magnificent teenager. I don't know how else to describe him when it comes to his emotions and being able to control himself. That's what he reminds me of. I mean, if you've ever raised a teenager, you know what I'm talking about. They're unpredictable in their emotions. And one day they're like normal. And the next day they've got like 14 heads. You know what I mean? This is how I feel. That's who he is. We're experiencing it right now. He's just off his rocker right now. But I mean, but he really feels strongly about these cuts. He feels strongly about what he did. He's going to dig in. He's not going to change his mind, I don't think.
But he's being so unrealistic. Is the problem. And anytime, anytime he says we need more cuts, he doesn't ever acknowledge the fact that there is very limited ways that we have to get things done right now. And so with some reality, a big dose of reality, came Stephen Miller, who pointed out very well that there are two ways to raise the debt ceiling. Number one, with Chuck Schumer having 60 votes, which means we get higher taxes, higher spending, a liberal wish list, or in reconciliation at 50 votes, which means permanent tax cuts, permanent welfare reform, permanent border security. It's an easy choice. And then to put icing on that cake, Steven Crowder, who I'm not a huge fan of, but really appreciated what he said on this issue. Actually, can you read this? I like it when you read the long ones.
To make a few things clear, I'm as fiscally conservative as it gets, and we absolutely need to reduce the debt. But unless you think the debt ceiling will never be raised again, it likely will need to be by August of this year, unless you want to default. Then you have to understand why Trump is doing it in this bill. Because if he has to do it later outside of reconciliation, he's going to be held hostage by Schumer and the Democrats, which means you get the debt ceiling increase with none of the policy we all voted for: welfare reform, border security, tax cuts. Amen. Furthermore, even the CBO admits the bill has $1.7 trillion in mandatory spending cuts. They attribute all of the debt increase to extending the tax cuts, which is insane on its face. This is a pro-economic growth bill, and the way Elon is characterizing it just isn't true. He's right about that.
He's totally right.
It's like I said a couple of days ago, he thinks in a very linear way. He is linear. And that was before the fight. I mean, he's just like this. He can't think outside of that one little path.
And I don't know why, because he is so smart. So like why he can't see the bigger picture on this, I just don't get it.
I don't
get it. But he was still in fighting mode, and I get it. He was, trying to respond to Trump's attacks. And so when Donald Trump said Elon was wearing thin, he said, such an obvious lie, so sad. And then there was another gal who was definitely taking Elon's side in this whole thing, which was a super interesting angle. But what Stephanie Tyler said is, terminate Elon's government contracts to save money is the dumbest take of the year. You don't cut costs by nuking the one guy who actually delivers more value per dollar than the entire federal contractor class combined. SpaceX underbids Legacy Aerospace by orders of magnitude, delivers on time, and doesn't burn $30,000 coffee machines into the Pentagon budget. Starlink is keeping parts of Ukraine online. Tesla didn't just take subsidies, it outperformed with them. Elon competed for those contracts. He won them. And unlike most swamp bidders, he actually ships. But sure, let's cancel your most efficient vendor because your feelings got hurt online. Genius. Okay, and I don't disagree with that either.
I don't disagree, but I mean, I don't know. Anytime I see like some girl going to bat for him, I'm like, he doesn't want to get you pregnant. You know what I mean? Or maybe he does. I don't know. But I do. But I also agree with a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, the hitting on the contracts thing is just not okay. And Elon was getting madder and madder about it. Eric Berger tweeted, this would both end the International Space Station and simultaneously provide no way to safely deorbit it. And Elon just laughed and said, this just gets better and better. Go ahead, make my day. Then he got even madder, and he said that he was going to cancel decommission the Dragon spacecraft immediately. He said, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. So as you can see, we're about halfway through the journey, you guys. We're about halfway.
This is like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, it's just, people are like, what's it, only lunchtime? What else we got going on today? Okay.
And I swear to God, this fight is the reason, seriously, that I was like, I'm not getting out of my pajamas today. And I didn't. These are Cozy Earth PJs, you guys. And I slept in them and I stayed in them.
I don't have them on, but I got these brown, like pants from them. They're not joggers, but they're kind of like joggers. They don't have like the tight ankles on them. They're like the bootleg.
That's what these are kind of like.
Oh my God,
like
you
wide
guys.
leg pants.
Yes, mine are brown.
Yeah.
I freaking love them.
Yeah,
the
there's
all day yesterday.
nobody that does loungewear better than CozyEarth.com.
Oh my God, I love those pants.
And you just feel like you're just in the lap of luxury when you're in their loungewear. By the way, it is Father's Day. I know we've given you a lot of options for Father's Day, but don't forget that Cozy Earth also has men's stuff. Look at how comfy and cozy this stuff is.
Those pants are cool.
Right?
Yeah, I like those. Yeah.
And they're pajama pants technically, but I feel like you could wear those out.
Yeah, you can wear them out in my neighborhood.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
And I love the hoodie. I love it. I just think it looks so slouchy.
All of their hoodies are so soft. Yeah, they're awesome.
You can go to CozyEarth.com, and when you use code CHICKS, you can save up to 40% off of their sheets and clothes and more. They even have like socks. They have more PJs. They have like dresses. They have so much luxurious stuff. CozyEarth.com. Don't forget to use code.
And it washes amazing. I mean, it's just awesome stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's get back to the fight. We're about halfway through, so let me pick up where we left off. Jesse Kelly, also very frustrated about the fact that this was taking place publicly. And here is what Jesse Kelly said. Here's your daily reminder to never fight with friends, family, allies in public. Send a text, maybe a phone call, meet up for a beer. Everything doesn't have to be a public spectacle on social media. I'm amazed how often I see this. You do that to me once, we will never speak again.
I totally agree with Jesse on this. I agree.
Same.
This is the same reason that I was talking about the Meghan Markle thing, where she was dancing and they had the camera set up. Why do we have to do that? Why does everybody have to see your shit? I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see you fighting. I don't want to see you talking about your relationship. I don't want to see any of this. I don't want to see your workout. Okay. I don't want to see it. Just stop. Stop it.
And then this absolutely cracked me up because Milo Yiannopoulos has gone through his own journey.
Right.
We cannot even begin to get into that. He was gay. Now he's super anti-gay. He made the most hilarious comments about this, given his own journey, that I just had to include because I laughed out loud at it. He goes, "You see the kind of mess it makes when there's two dads."
Oh my God.
And then the memes started fast and furious, you guys. So first we had the get along shirt. I think it's time. It's time to put those two in the get along shirt.
Get along shirt. Yes, totally.
Banshee was actually getting pretty mad at Trump and worried about Elon's influence. And so he said the smart thing to do with Elon was to ignore his complaints about the bill. Attacking him personally risks a pointless civil war that will usher Democrats into power. Musk absolutely has the influence to split the party enough to affect elections, even if he doesn't win. And I mean, it's possible, right?
It is. Oh, it's very possible at this point. I'm just wondering if, like, what liberals are going to do with Teslas now. What do they do?
Well, some of them are already like, yay, Tesla. And some of them are like, what are we doing? We still hate them.
Well, yeah. What are we doing? Are we burning them? Are we not burning them? What are we doing? What happens now?
There is a little bit of confusion on their side, for sure.
I'm sure. There's a lot of confusion on their side. Yeah.
Cynical Publius said, I'm getting really sick and tired of asking the same question over and over and over without anyone having an answer, but I feel it is my duty to ask it again. How is it possible to achieve the bill that Elon Musk, Thomas Massie, and Rand Paul want without 60 votes in the Senate? And he's right. Yeah. This is the question that Elon refuses to answer.
Well, that
he will not answer it.
That any of them refuse to answer. And also, what's the alternative? Do they ever give us an alternative? I mean, listen, the Thomas Massies and the Rand Pauls, we've talked about this before. I appreciate them being obstructionists, but do you have a solution for us?
Exactly.
Provide us with a solution for once.
Yep. Something that can pass with the current makeup of Congress.
Yeah.
Because they don't. They have nothing.
Right. It's like, listen, you can bitch and moan all you want about how you hate it. But until you give us a solution, shut up.
That's exactly right. So then the bomb was dropped.
Oh, here we go.
The nuclear bomb was dropped. And Elon went full
Epstein.
Nuclear. Yes. He said, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald Trump. Mark this post for the future. the truth will come out.
Okay. All right. Well, then let it come out. This is how listen.
That's when I was just like, I'm done with you, Elon.
I think that's when I checked out too. I was like, okay, listen, if Cash and Pam would I want to know the Epstein Diddy list, the real story of the Vegas shooting, that what really happened in the Maui fires, who set up J6. I want to know where all the traffic kids are in this country, who was behind the assassination attempts. I want to know all of these things. When all of this like comes out, then all of this will go away. Tell us everything.
Transparency is daylight is the best disinfectant for sure.
Just drop it all. At this point, we've been through enough with this divorce. We can handle it. Just put it all out there. Put it all out.
This was such a low blow and so completely beneath Elon Musk to even do it, because we all know Biden's administration, if there was dirt on Trump in the Epstein files, we would definitely know about it. They would have definitely used it. And to think otherwise is just flat freaking crazy. And I cannot believe Elon went this low.
And if he knew it and he worked with them anyway, then that shows you what kind of character he has.
Exactly. So you can't have it both ways, Elon.
You can't
be like, I knew this the whole time and I just ignored it because I liked him then and now I don't.
Yeah.
No.
So you're a scumbag? Okay. This is the thing. So you basically suck no matter what. So yeah, this was the point where I was like, you're gross.
I've taken a side now. And it is not Elon's side.
You're gross. Yep. I know exactly what side I'm on too. Yep.
Yeah. And then one of the baby mamas came out, Ashley St. Clair, decided, and she has not been active on X in months, literally months. She said, hey, Donald Trump, let me know if you need any breakup advice.
Well,
then my favorite, I don't have it, but my favorite response to her was, that's cute that you thought you were in an actual relationship with Elon Musk.
Right, exactly. I know, right? This is the thing. And Trump doesn't need his money like you do, honey.
Yeah, like, yeah. Our friend Xaviaer DuRousseau was furious also about the Epstein low blow with Trump, and he released this video.
First of all, if Elon Musk already knew this information, then why did it take him this long for him to tell us this information? I am not impressed by Elon lashing out like an emotional teenager. This is clearly a personal attack. That being said, going to Epstein Island does not mean that you participated in human trafficking. Just like going to a Diddy party does not mean that you participated in freak-offs. Epstein and Diddy were famous socialites known for extravagant elite events. Many people were involved in these parties that had nothing to do with the crimes that happened. This is why we need details and to see the files, and everyone, yes, everyone who is guilty of a sex crime must be held accountable. But until then, no, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of attacking Trump and acting like he's guilty of something that we've seen no evidence of.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. I'm so sick of this crap. Just release all the files. Release all the files for everything I just listed before. All of it. Release them. Like at this point, who cares? What are they protecting us from? Well, they're not protecting us. They're protecting the people who are involved. So just release it.
Right. I mean, this is why everybody's been so frustrated, because I mean, how long has it been since the epic binder scandal where Pam handed out binders to certain influencers?
Like 4 months. Yeah.
What is the freaking holdup? You know?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
But all that said, I don't believe the holdup is because Trump is somehow implicated. Because again, if he had done something wrong, the Democrats would have done something about it forever ago.
They would have put him in jail for that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do not buy it. Now, this is when I became like really proud of President Trump, because he could have gone like after that. I was bracing myself for the absolute worst, and he remained measured as I have seen Trump be. And so I was like, that's the Trump I love right there.
I think there are reasons for that.
I'm sure there are. But regardless, I was very, very glad to see that he controlled himself. And his response was simply this: I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I did not create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again.
Yeah, I think, and Chris Cuomo, I think, has a really good theory on why he's being kind of quiet.
I don't know. I mean, I saw it, but I'm just like, I totally Cuomo, I don't know.
No, I totally think, I absolutely agree with him. And I don't agree with him on hardly anything, but I totally think that Trump could sue him for defamation.
He could, but I don't think he will.
Oh my God. I would. I absolutely would. When it comes to like being called a pedophile, yeah.
And I don't think I think they're going to make up. I actually genuinely think they're going to make up.
Do you
I
really?
don't think there's going to, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lawsuit, but we'll get to that part of the journey.
Okay.
I mean, it's a theory. It's certainly a theory. There's a lot of theories, and yeah, I saw that. And I was just like, I just don't think, based on where we are today, I might've believed that last night, but I have some hope, based on where we are today. So we'll see. I mean, he could. I think you're right. Like, I think he would definitely have a case for it, because
I mean, he sued people for less.
Yeah, but also Elon, like, he could sue him for $10 billion and it wouldn't hurt him. It wouldn't change anything. You know what I mean?
No, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't. But I mean, he could sue him for a lot more than 10 billion. But that's
but then you've got to deal with a court saying, yeah, 10 billion is fair. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to happen. I have hope that it won't happen. But yeah, it is definitely a theory.
I got to tell you, if somebody called me that, I would be beside myself, and that would not be okay. If I didn't do it, I would be like, I'm suing you for defamation. I'm absolutely doing that, especially if it affects the party, which it will probably affect the party. It'll affect him. It'll affect the outcome of things that he's already put into place. I mean, yeah, I would not put it past Trump to do that.
Well, we will see. I'm still going to remain optimistic that we've seen the worst of the fight.
Yeah, because if he can prove that he did it maliciously, which I feel like he did it maliciously.
Oh, it was malicious.
And he did it with the knowledge that he actually didn't do that. Mm-hmm. Because he had an inside track to knowing that, he either did it or he didn't do it. And he said it just because he wanted to be mean. I mean, that's not okay. You don't get to get out there and say those kind of things. That's not okay. I hope that Trump knows and that Elon knows, and I think that they do, that the best thing for the country is going to be not escalating this further. I just have hope about it. Call me an eternal optimist, but I do have hope about it. You're also a child that had parents who stayed together. So,
but again, we're not through with the journey. So just wait.
Right.
So just wait, because we need to get to the end. There's still more ramp up. In fact, Elon started suggesting that Trump should be impeached, which was freaking batshit. So he retweeted Ian Miles Chong, who said, "President versus Elon, who wins? My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached.
What?
And JD Vance should replace him." And Elon said, "Yeah."
Why would he say that?
I don't know. I thought this was so freaking crazy.
That is insane. Like, that to me is like, that's just clickbait at that point. That guy's just trying to get clicks.
Possibly. I mean, that's his MO. So that would make sense. But the fact that Elon was like, yeah, that's right. I mean, give me a freaking break. And then we had a couple tweets that were just confirming the fact that this is absolutely untrue. One said, to believe the Elon Musk claim that Trump is in the Epstein files, the right would also have to accept that a weaponized Biden DOJ failed to weaponize something that is the most damaging to Donald Trump, which is what we've said. And that is absolutely true.
Yeah, so true.
And then it got super interesting because this guy, now, again, it could be anybody, but it seemed legit. David Schoen said, I was hired to lead Jeffrey Epstein's defense as his criminal lawyer 9 days before he died. He sought my advice for months before that. And I can say authoritatively, unequivocally, and definitively that he had no information to hurt President Trump. I specifically asked him.
It would have already come out if that were the case. It just would have. I feel 100% secure about that. They tried to kill him, you guys. I mean,
Yep.
come on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets even juicier with the entrance of Steve Bannon into the mix. And oh my God, the amount that he annoys me. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. I know there's probably a lot of Steve Bannon fans out there.
Right.
He just takes things to a level that is just beyond. Like, to me, he's Alex Jones. They're the same. They're the same kind of breed. They're in the same breed. And I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I'll show you why in just a minute. But first, we want to remind everybody about Omaha Steaks. Another Father's Day slam dunk gift is something from Omaha Steaks. Whether you're getting like an already pre-curated, amazing like a box of goodies that they've already put together for you that includes all the sides, that includes all the meats, that includes all the desserts. Maybe you're doing that. Maybe you're customizing it. Maybe you're making your own box for the dad in your life filled with all the stuff they love. Maybe he loves seafood. Maybe seafood. Maybe it's just a solely seafood box. It could be anything that
Maybe you just want
your heart desires.
Apple tartlets for breakfast every day. Maybe just like that.
Maybe it's a whole box of tartlets.
Exactly. You do you.
You do you, and make sure that you get $35 off your order by using promo code CHICKS at omahasteaks.com. They're so yummy. So yummy.
I know, I'm starving right now.
All right. So here is where it just got so stupid with Steve Bannon. Here's the first ridiculous suggestion that he had. Steve Bannon called for Elon Musk to be deported and said that the Trump administration should investigate his drug use and suspend his security clearance. And I was just like, oh my God. And
that's a little it's a little much.
That was just the first thing. And then he went full commie and suggested that President Trump should take over using the Defense Authorization Act. He should take over SpaceX. I'm sorry, but that's freaking insane.
Yeah,
especially for a conservative to suggest it. But he said it out loud. Here he is talking to Jack Posobiec about it and some other guy that's on the same panel. Here is that video.
The action that President Trump should be taking immediately, I think, when he threatens to take one of the big programs out of SpaceX, President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling for the Defense Production Act to be called in SpaceX and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight.
Oh my God.
He should seize it. Okay. Oh my God.
His response to that was actually appropriate. Elon's response is actually, I feel like that's appropriate, you guys.
He
even
said,
in light of everything.
Bannon is a communist retard. That was Elon's response. And he meant it because he retweeted it, or he replied to it with several other of the same posts. He was like, he is peak retard. Like, don't know what's going on with him, but that is freaking crazy.
I think that
crazy.
That is commie. It's not okay.
It is.
I just shut up, dude. Like, come on.
It's just off the rails.
I just everybody calm down. And this goes back to Cat Timp. Listen, I'm not going to pull the woman card, but what can we get a couple women in there to just tell the kids to freaking calm down? Everybody, just give me your ball and calm down.
Right.
Everybody, take
both
a
of you
breather.
Each go to your room and just stay in your room.
Right. Everybody, take a breather. I'm going to see. Oh my God. We need moms all up in here is what we need. We need some moms to start smacking people around is what we need.
Yep. Joey Manorino with a tweet that just reminded everybody that was in freak out mode that there are good with both sides. Actually, before that, Matt Gaetz retweeting Kanye was my favorite because Kanye was like, bros, please, no, we love you both so much. Matt Gaetz was like, fully with Ye on this. Fully with Ye. And when Kanye starts being the reasonable one, that's when you know we're cooked.
We are cooked, you guys. Totally cooked. This is not okay. It's just not. Oh my God.
But Joey Manorino with the reminder, this was great. He said, Trump is not wrong. Elon Musk is not wrong. Elon is working under the assumption that Congress actually wants to do the job and wants to save our country. Trump is working under the reality that these people are absolute scum and you cannot get anything perfect passed through the current legislators. We'd all love a bill that eliminates the entire IRS, gets rid of all the pork in government, and completely guts the administrative state. it would not get 20 votes in the House.
True.
The bill on the floor is about as good as it's going to get with this current crap of Congress. I would rather have that than nothing. Elon is not wrong, and he is not our enemy.
Yeah, but he needs to quit acting like it.
I know. He's
not
out of control.
Our enemy, but he needs like a mom to grab him by the earlobe and say, "Come here. Quit acting like a dick." You know what I mean? Sit down and eat your vegetables and shut up. That's what he needs, but it's not happening. Oh my God.
If you're listening and not watching, make sure to tune in to the 59-minute, 18-second mark to see the amazing family photo.
This is my parents, you guys. These are my parents right here. I'm sorry, Mom. I mean, like, you're way cuter, Mom, because I know you watch this. My dad is dead, you guys, but like, my mom has the hair. You're way cuter, Mom. But these are my parents, you guys. My dad looked a lot like that. Am I wrong? Just with the glasses.
In his youth, I can see it.
You can totally see it. Yeah, totally. A philanderer. My dad was a philanderer. I mean, this is like totally. This is it. I can't. I'm Bilbo. We're all everybody with divorced parents is Bilbo. This is the greatest picture ever. I love it.
Yeah, I knew you guys would like that one. Also, you're going to love how Chuck Schumer's account, obviously this was not Chuck Schumer himself, but his ridiculous young staffers decided to post the most cringe thing under his official account. Because if it would have just been a rando, fine, maybe it would have been sort of funny. But because they're trying to make us believe that Chuck Schumer himself said the following, it is so ridiculous. Siri, play Bad Blood.
Oh my God. I can't.
This is just beyond, this is next level cringe. Yeah. You don't get to pretend like you know a Taylor Swift song. No.
Yeah. And then
absolutely not.
And you're gonna today, probably, we're gonna see that staffer go up to Eric Swalwell and go, "What the F is up with Elon and Trump? What the F is up with them?" As we're gonna see a total video with this shirt unbuttoned. He's gonna be like, I just can't deal with it, you guys. I gotta check out after the show. I cannot deal with all the Democrat fallout from all of this.
So sometime in the late afternoon, I started wondering, I wonder what JD Vance is thinking about all of this. And his first tweet, his first entrance into the wildfire was absolutely perfect because it was a picture of him and Theo Vaughn saying, "Slow news day. What are we even going to talk about?" And Theo responded, "I know, man. I always look like shit. LOL."
Freaking love both of them. I love both of these dudes so much. Oh,
it was so perfect. And then a couple hours later, JD showed his loyalty, and he had a follow-up tweet in which he said, "President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of the movement he leads. I am proud to stand behind him."
That's fantastic.
And I thought that was very, very nice.
That's very, very nice. I like that. Yeah.
And then this one also cracked me up. Somebody said, "I wish Biden were alive to see." Sorry, but that is everything.
That's my favorite of the day. Oh my God, I cannot. Who is that person? I need to be friends with them immediately.
Gianmarco Cerisi.
I love you. Whoever you are, I love you. God bless you.
Just perfect. And then kind of to just like show how we all were feeling, who better than our BFF, Scott Jennings, to answer Jake Tapper's question, which was, is it going to be Trump or is it going to be Elon that gets Scott Jennings in the divorce? Scott Jennings in the divorce. And here is the response, which of course is perfect.
Who gets you in the divorce, Trump or Elon?
Let me just tell you what every Republican is doing. I have here's where we are today. We're literally, heads are in the garbage can right now. That's the state of everybody I know at the moment. Not going to lie, it's an ugly day. You hate it when your friends are fighting. I continue to believe that their partnership last year saved America. And I also continue to believe their goals are not mutually exclusive. Trump needs to pass his agenda, which this bill is his agenda. It's what he ran on. Elon wants to save America from going bankrupt, which they can also do if the Republicans in Congress and everybody works together. All of these things can happen. When fights get personal, though, it means the enemy is advancing. And in this case, it means the Democrats are laughing and advancing. So hopefully cooler heads will soon prevail and the president can get his agenda and Elon can convince the Republicans that the debt is a serious problem. But not going to lie, rough day for the Republicans.
God, no, it's like an episode of The Real Housewives of DC. That's what we're watching.
It so is.
It's so ridiculous. It just has gotten to the point of ridiculosity.
I know, but we're on the downward slope, you guys. We're getting to the end of this journey, I promise.
It's like we're on the top of the roller coaster. We're starting to come down now.
Yes.
I feel like you think. I hope.
Yeah, I really do.
I don't know.
And, you know, the evening shows started to happen. Laura Ingraham had some, you know, some words of advice for Trump, which I agree with, you know, about, you know, getting involved or trying to get into the mix of pulling Elon's contracts, which is that's just the wrong move entirely. So here was her message to the president.
As for the president, he should simply disengage. Musk is his own person. The government contracts that he has stand on their own merit. They shouldn't be called into question. Threatening to pull them, that's not wise. When 5 minutes ago you were, you know, of course, hailing Musk's work and helping rescue the stranded Americans in space.
She's right.
Elon Musk is like the Thomas Edison of our time. He sacrificed for America personally and professionally. And he wanted to make the Trump presidency happen, and it did. And I will.
It's a good point.
She's very right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to disengage, though, when it gets personal like that. When he starts calling you a pedophile.
Exactly.
You're like,
they took some barbs at each other, and I get it. They react.
God.
You know what I mean? They both have egos, and they are large. They're very large egos. But the good news is that over the night, Elon started to retreat and show signs of potentially making things not maybe right. I mean, I don't know how you put that toothpaste back in the tube, but at least starting to see that what he's doing is hurting America. And it is. I mean, there's no getting around that. Like, he's trying to split the Republican Party, which is the last thing that we need. And so there was a random, like an account on X with like 17 followers. Okay. Some person that just came out of nowhere who said, "This is a shame, this back and forth. You are both better than this. Cool off and take a step back for a couple days." And he said in response, Elon, "Good advice. Okay. We won't decommission Dragon." So that was the first part where you were like, okay, all right. So he's starting to calm down, right?
Shout out to this guy with 17 followers for saving space exploration.
He did.
I know,
he
right?
essentially did.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And then Elon also retweeted someone who said, some account called Naval, who said, "Elon's stance is principled. Trump's stance is practical. Tech needs Republicans for the present. Republicans need tech for the future. Drop the tax cuts, cut some pork, get the bill through."
Yeah.
And the fact that Elon retweeted that is a hugely positive sign.
It is. It is. Yeah, it is.
And then Bill Ackman, who both gentlemen follow, said, "I support Trump and Elon, and they should make peace for the benefit of our great country. We are much stronger together than apart." And Elon said, "You're not wrong."
Okay, then maybe don't call him a pedophile.
Right.
I mean, come on. Like, I am stuck on that. If I was friends with somebody and that somebody said, "Hey, Daisy, is this?" Because they got mad at me one time, they got mad at me about something because they were so tunnel vision, they got mad at me. I take that shit personally. I do. I'm sorry.
But if something that we know to be true about Donald Trump, it is that he has never held a grudge. Think about the things that Ted Cruz said about him, that even JD Vance said about him.
I get it. I totally get it. I know. I totally get it. He probably won't. You're right.
Well, and now we have signs that this is going to simmer down. So according to Politico, Trump told Politico in a statement when they said, like basically what's up with Elon, he said, oh, it's okay. It's going very well. It's never done better. He talked about his own favorability ratings, of course. But apparently the aides in the White House have scheduled a call on Friday with Elon to try to broker a peace. Now, I don't know if that call will be with Trump directly or if it'll just be with some of the aides, but regardless, there is room to have hope that they are going to resolve this in whatever way that looks like.
And
that's why I don't think there's going to be a lawsuit.
Okay, that's fantastic. But at some point, he's going to be asked about that. He's going to be
I'm sure. Yeah, definitely. They're going to have it out. You know what I mean? I just hope that it's in private.
No, I'm not talking about having it out. I'm talking about in public. Elon, from a journalist somewhere, is going to be asked about that tweet.
Oh, right.
He's going to be asked about it. It's like, he said that. He said it, and it was destructive, and it was malicious, and I feel like it was untrue. And so, but a lot of people in this country are glomming onto it and going, oh, yeah, he's a total pedophile. I know. Yeah,
now liberals all of a sudden want the Epstein files out.
Right. I knew it all along. Of course he did that. So, okay. Well, then you need to address that. You need to address it. If that were me, if I were Donald Trump, I'd be like, if we're going to like get along, you know what I mean? If we're going to have a relationship here, like a real actual friendship, and we're going to do this and we're going to work together, maybe you should address that, because that ain't cool. That's how I feel about it. I wouldn't be able to get past that until he addressed it. That's just me.
It's bad. It's bad.
Me. It's not just bad. That was evil. That was just pure evil to say that about somebody if it's not in fact true, which I don't think it's true. I just don't. Maybe prove me wrong.
There was someone in the comments earlier, like way earlier, because I've tried to take everybody on this journey and show all the sides. And at one point during the show, when I said something, critical of Trump, maybe it was like the EV stuff or whatever, I don't even know who it was, but someone in the comments was like, Mock just couldn't wait to say something negative about Trump. And I've been waiting this entire time to be like, F you. I am actually Team Trump in this fight.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And how can you not be? How can you not be? I mean,
I can point out the things that I don't think Trump said that were fair and also still be on his side.
Right.
People just can't deal with the fact that I can actually look at things in an objective way, but that's what I'm doing. So,
and somebody said, Daisy, Mock said he went to the island. So what did he,
are you allowed to go to an island?
Right. What did he do there?
No, I'm not a Trump hater, Coaster. F off. My God, what? I can't.
I know, right? You're never going to win. And listen, that's why we want the files to come out. That's why we want everything to come out. I want to know who did what, where. It's kind of like what Xaviaer said, right? I want to know who did what at the Diddy parties. It's just because you go to a party doesn't mean that you're like in a back room doing something. You can walk into a party. There are probably plenty of celebrities that walked into those parties and were like, okay, I'm going to walk around, I'm going to grab a drink, and then I'm going to leave.
Right.
I'm sure that occurred as well. And they weren't involved in a lot of the nefarious things that were going on. So I don't know. Yeah. We don't know because we don't have the files. We haven't seen anything. That's why we need to see things. And that's what sucks is that we have to we're left to our own devices. We're like out here wondering, and everybody's just like pontificating as to what actually happened in all of these different scenarios with all of these things, all the things that I listed before. And I hate that. Just give us the information.
I know. It
drives me crazy.
There's good reason to be impatient at this point, for sure. There are lots and lots of theories floating out there from people who are convinced that Elon and Trump were basically sitting together and plotting this whole thing and doing it like as some sort of 4D chess thing. I'm sorry. I don't believe that at all.
It's a psyop. It's a total
I don't believe it at all.
I don't either. I don't think it was. No. I think it was an emotional dude.
Yeah, I think both
reacted, going off on Twitter. Yeah, and they were fighting. This is what they did.
There is actually other news to get to now that we've gone on that whole journey. We'll talk about a few things related to Israel and Gaza. And actually Texas. surprisingly enough, this happened and it makes me so angry I could just spit. So there was apparently going to be a pro-Israel conference in Dallas that sold over 1,000 tickets that was forced to cancel because of the threats from violent jihadists that law enforcement said we don't have the ability to protect the people that are trying to go to this conference. And so
oh my God, I can't.
And that's fascism, you guys. That's what fascism looks like.
Right.
I guarantee you that a bunch of these violent jihadists would have shown up with signs that said end fascism while they were engaging in it.
You're absolutely 100% correct.
Makes me so mad.
Yeah, and in Dallas, of all places, in freaking Texas. God, it makes me sick.
Disgusting.
Not okay, Texas. Do better.
Not okay. Also, the BBC, because we've criticized and we showed a clip earlier in the week of Caroline Leavitt laying into the press for just immediately buying into whatever the Ministry of Health from Hamas says is fact, and they run with it without doing any fact checking of their own. She called out the Washington Post. She called out the BBC, and the BBC was mad that they got called out, and so to defend themselves, they said, "Here's what she said about it. And here's why it's not true," and then promptly said exactly what she said. So it was ridiculous. Here's the BBC looking like absolute fools.
During the press conference, Caroline Leavitt also had this particular criticism.
Unfortunately, unlike some in the media, we don't take the word of Hamas with total truth.
But BBC News didn't do that. It did quote the Hamas-run health ministry with clear attribution. The ministry, which is part of the Hamas-controlled government, is the main source of official information when it comes to casualties in Gaza.
Okay, so that's what she said, is that maybe you shouldn't trust a terrorist organization's numbers as gospel when you're reporting on this conflict.
What, you
and
don't
then he's
trust
like,
the terrorists?
we use them, but also that's what we use. I mean, that's your defense? Well, but that's who we use? Okay, I don't even.
I love that so.
I just don't even understand that defense. I don't get it.
I'm sorry. Journalists are dumbasses, you guys. I just like that. That imitation was the greatest imitation. That's going to carry me through the weekend.
I don't get it. I don't.
We don't. The terrorist. He's telling me the truth, right? The terrorist is. What? He's not. I can't.
And somebody raised this great point. Serious question. Who made Gaza worse than hell on earth? Because, of course, that was the BBC headline yesterday. Gaza is now worse than hell on earth. A humanitarian chief tells the BBC. Why do you suppose that is, though?
I don't know. Again, finger up my nose. I don't know.
God.
Who did it? Journalists. God.
It's Israel's fault. Okay.
It's got to be. It's the Jews. Gotta be the Jews. Oh my God.
Nick Freitas also was talking about how easy this whole propaganda machine has been, like how effective it's been. And it's because it usually begins at the universities. And why do you suppose Hamas uses the universities? Because they know that the people there are being indoctrinated into being told.
Totally.
Here is Nick.
Hamas went into Israel that day knowing they can't beat the IDF. They went in that day knowing that the IDF would come after the hostages. They went in that day knowing that they were going to use their own civilians on top of legitimate military targets in an effort to increase civilian casualties, their civilian casualties. And yet they knew that Western media and academia would back their play and make a false moral equivalency argument.
Right.
The question that you got to start asking yourself, if you're serious about this, how did they know they could trust left-wing academia and media to back their play? How did they know?
Yeah.
It's really easy to tell, actually. Because if you look at the protests and if you look at the people that participated them, some of them being professors,
oh my God,
like this one from Portland State, who actually calls herself a member of Hamas. I mean, you can hear it on video right here.
Yes.
You know Hamas?
I am Hamas.
You are Hamas. Great. What was the plan for Hamas?
We're all Hamas.
We're all Hamas, she said.
Yeah, she's a professor. That's great. Send your kids there. No big deal. It's fine. Your kids are going to be fine. It's okay. Just go ahead and send your money and your kids. these indoctrination centers.
Listen,
we got people that come into our comment section. They're buying into this bullshit.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh-huh.
It's true. Unfortunate, but true.
Yep.
I hate
they're
to see it.
right wingers.
Yeah, there's so many that have fallen into the Candace camp and the Pierce
it's propaganda,
camp.
chicks. It's just propaganda. Okay.
Yeah, like maybe if you're siding with terrorists, you should reconsider.
You go ahead and be Hamas. I'm going to be over here not being Hamas. You do you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we've talked about this cat before. The reason for my name today, Zohran Mamdani. He's running for New York City mayor, and he's starting to pull some significant poll numbers. He just got the ever demanded endorsement of AOC. So, you know, he's like super awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He's crazy. And he participated in a debate with the other candidates earlier this week. And he was asked the question, do you think that Israel should have its own state? Do you think that Jews should have their own state? And he had a hard time answering it directly. So he got asked it again on a news program. And here's how he explained it.
Like you did not want to make a definitive statement on this. Do you support Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state?
I support Israel's right to exist as a state with equal rights. I believe that every state...
Why not as a Jewish state?
Because I'm not comfortable supporting any state that has a hierarchy of citizenship on the basis of religion or anything else.
I mean,
what the F indeed.
What a liar. Because Israel currently has like 2 million Arabs who currently enjoy equal rights. They have to have a nation of their own because no one else will not kill them in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I could not believe that he said that.
ZZXXYYAB, whatever. He is part of the take. It's the long game. It's the long game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Xavier, I know we've got double Xavier today, Xavier DuRousseau, who posted a video acting as though he is Zionist PR. And it is so brutally true and hilarious. You guys are going to love this. Check it out.
Define anti-Semitism. Ghetto, broken, bitter. Is there an ethnic cleansing? No, the terrorists are still musty. Why are there so many Jewish CEOs? Why are there so many black felons? Choices. Why are there borders around Gaza? I don't know, ask Egypt. Can there be a two-state solution? We don't need another terrorist state. We already have Michigan. Free Palestine, free parking. Why can't people criticize Israel? They do. It's a full-time job with benefits. From the river to the sea, that's the width of your mother's back.
Freaking love him.
I know, he's the absolute best.
So much. You know, my daughter-in-law sends me stuff from him. I'm like, I know, he's awesome, isn't he? I mean, she's like in love with him. Love him.
Oh my gosh, awesome. So there is also updates about KJP and the backlash that she's starting to get about her book from Democrats, which is interesting, right?
Okay. Well, she's not a Democrat anymore, right?
Well, I mean, she can say that.
She's like, I don't want to be put in a box. So she's not in a box anymore, you guys.
Well, and interestingly enough, it's Alex Thompson, who of course is the co-author of Jake Tapper's book about like how we were all fooled, only it's just them that were fooled, about Biden's competence during his presidency. And now there's all of these unnamed people that worked with KJP reacting to the news of her book. And so he wrote a piece on Axios saying what they're saying. One former White House official who worked closely with her said she was one of the most ineffectual and unprepared people I've ever worked with. She had meltdowns after any interview that asked about a topic not sent over by producers.
Yeah, well,
Who's surprised? Raise your hand.
That's what happens with DEI. You don't hire the person who's qualified for the job. You hire based on like fulfilling a box. Like she's talking about, she doesn't want to be in. Well, you were in it. That's how you got the job, lady. You got the job because of a box that they were trying to fill, which is why you sucked at your job.
God, she was awful. And everybody knew she was awful.
Right, of course. Yeah.
And
the
so
thing that sucks is they couldn't fire her either because of that box.
Right. Exactly. Another official said she didn't know how to manage a team, didn't know how to shape or deliver a message, and often created more problems than she solved.
Surprise!
Again, raise your hand if you're surprised.
Surprise!
Another said that the amount of time that was spent coddling her and appeasing her was astronomical compared to our attention on actual matters of substance.
Yeah, this is the thing. Everybody knew it.
Everybody knew, just like they knew that Joe Biden was incompetent. They all knew.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then Alex said that Jean-Pierre also caused internal drama by repeatedly blocking John Kirby from joining her at the podium, even when national security issues were at the forefront, probably because she knew that he outshone her in almost every way. Like
Which is
the fact that he
crazy.
could communicate like a person was just one way.
Yeah. It was always like watching somebody in middle school trying to do a presentation.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I felt like she was doing. She was like, I'm using PowerPoint today. It was so bad.
Yeah, she was terrible. And then there was this whole side story that Alex Thompson was reporting on about how Karine had hired like some PR person to elevate her during her tenure, like get her that spread in Vogue, for example. And she would copy that PR person on various emails that were like sent around to her team, which was super inappropriate. So Alex reached out to that PR person directly during the Biden administration and said, is this true? Like, are you working for her right now to elevate her profile? And this woman denied it completely. And then it turned out that she lied. And it came out that it was absolutely true. There's now emails that have been released that her name is copied on. And so because this is all over, Alex outed her and put screenshots of their communication on his Twitter feed yesterday, which made Megyn Kelly lose her shit and call him out. And it was beautiful. She said, question for Alex, when you and Jake Tapper came on my show, he said that White House and Democrat sources were lying to you about Biden's mental acuity when asked in 2023-24, but that those sources came clean post-election. So why don't their off-the-record defenses of Biden get the same treatment that he's now giving this chick? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're such scumbags, all of them. Not Megyn, obviously, but Jake, Alex, Karine.
Totally.
Scumbags.
Scumbag grifters is what they are. They just want to make a buck now. Yep.
Exactly. And we were asking ourselves actually earlier in the week, like who is going to read this book of Karine's?
Mm-hmm.
And I found one.
Really?
I found one person. Here he is. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It's not him. It's not Peter Doocy. I promise. We'll get to the person who's going to read it in just a second.
All
First,
right.
we have Doocy because they're, of course, asking, how do you feel? Because you had all these tangles with her where she lied to you incessantly. How do you feel now? And here's that.
We're playing your cuts of your questions to KJP, and you must be just beside yourself at this hour. I mean, how do you need a
Tell
therapist.
the people at home if they're just waking up. She's just decided she's going to be an independent, not a Democrat anymore.
You know, it's like I had a dream and I opened up the first page of her book about the broken White House, and the first sentence says, Peter Doocy told me, and I didn't listen to him.
That is true.
I don't know.
That is a dream. It is true. But she should dedicate the book to you.
And I know we're going to talk about this next hour, but the thing about this book is that she, towards the end, before Biden dropped out, after Biden dropped out, she would say that legitimate questions were misinformation. And I told her once, you can't just call something that you don't like misinformation.
Right.
And so I don't know how she is going to square being the public face of saying things that we now know were not true.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right.
Yep.
So, okay, I teased you before about who's going to read the book. Here is who's going to read the book.
I'm probably going to read the book, but nobody wants to hear from anyone who got up there and lied for the Biden administration. It's like a lot of these folks are having a come to Jesus moment way too late. They should have been talking like this 2 or 3 years ago. And she had a very interesting quote in her press release. The quote was, we need to be willing to exercise the ability to think creatively and plan strategically. We need to be clear-eyed and questioning rather than blindly loyal and obedient as we may have been in the past. And that right there is the problem with Democrat supporters, especially black ones, just blindly loyal and obedient for no damn reason.
Oh, well, look at that. Look at somebody waking up a little bit.
little bit, just a teeny tiny bit.
Did he? That's interesting. Did he get a little taste of the red pill? Like, is he putting it on his tongue?
I think he's actually buying into her nonsense that she's an independent now. And so, like, what? It's going to be a KJP started party? Are you going to start your own party now?
With a binder that somebody else has to write for her, maybe. Okay, that'll work out well.
And then of all people to kind of defend her, Symone Sanders, who is every bit as stupid, was the one. So here is what she tweeted. I think Democrats going on the record or on background to call Karine dumb or stupid have crossed a line. You can have a valid criticism about how she did the job, but let's not walk down the road of disrespect.
Okay. What have you said about Trump and every other Republican? Okay.
Right?
Okay. Let's talk about disrespect. Why? Because she's black and she's a lesbian? She's black and a lesbian. So we can't say that she's dumb and stupid. She's dumb and stupid.
Yeah. And so is Symone.
Right. Exactly.
I'm saying it.
Yep.
I'm saying
it.
We've played a lot of clips of Anna Kasparian on the show, just waiting for her complete conversion. It has not happened yet, but she had a great moment on, I don't even know what podcast recently, where she was talking about the problem with Democrats and their utter lack of policy. The only policy they've ever had, at least for the last decade or so, is to hate Trump. That's it. And she is sick and tired of it. Here she is to explain.
He focused less on trashing the Democrats. I mean, there was some of that.
Yeah.
But what stood out about his campaigning was, specific policies, things like no tax on tips, what he was going to do with immigration, but just wanting to see the country in a better place. Like there was something to hope for.
Right.
Whereas with the Democratic Party, this is now the third election cycle where the focus is on how much they hate Trump and how dangerous Trump is, how scary Trump is. And that's all fine and well. You can have that be part of your campaigning, but wait, what are you going to do for us again? Like, why am I voting for you again aside from Trump bad?
There is no reason to vote for them.
No.
None.
You notice that as she becomes more conservative, she becomes prettier.
Yes.
Notice that?
Yes.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Yes.
It's weird. It's usually the opposite too. As somebody becomes more liberal, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. They become.
You're kind of right. I mean, that's kind of right.
She's becoming prettier. It's like
it's true. Yeah, softer. She who laughs says she's becoming softer. You're right.
Softer and more beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. She just. But man, her transformation is as long as my pregnancy. It's like just.
I gave birth to 2 preemies, so I cannot use that analogy.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I had the pregnancy of an elephant, you guys. I was pregnant forever. Like she is gone through this metamorphosis for a good just become a Republican, lady. Just do it
already.
Just become a conservative. Like we see you. We see you. We see you. Come on.
So close. I mean, she's right
close.
there.
She's been so close forever.
I know. She just hasn't made the whole jump. She's like hovering above the water. Yeah.
Come on our show. We will embrace you. You can become one of us. And she'd love us.
When Trump was not fighting with Elon yesterday, he actually was making some important announcements. One of them about an update with what trade deal we might have with China. Please read this.
I just concluded a very good phone call with President Xi of China discussing some of the intricacies of our recently made and agreed to trade deal. The call lasted approximately 1.5 hours and resulted in a very positive conclusion for both countries. There should no longer be any questions respecting the complexity of rare earth products. Our respective teams will be meeting shortly at a location to be determined. We will be represented by Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent, Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and United States Trade Representative Ambassador Jameson Greer. During the conversation, President Xi graciously invited the First Lady me to visit China, and I reciprocated as presidents of 2 great nations. This is something that we both look forward to doing. The conversation was focused almost entirely on trade. Nothing was discussed concerning Russia, Ukraine, or Iran. We will inform the media as to scheduling and location of the soon-to-be meeting. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Also, if you could just keep their people from releasing pathogens in our country via universities, that'd be great. And also to have them quit buying all of our farmland.
Also would be great.
also would be
Yeah.
great. I don't
Mhm.
trust China. I don't. It's not. I like
shouldn't.
that he's keeping him close and he's having conversations with him about trade. That's fine, but not a fan.
Yeah, but this is great news because people were like, "There's no way they're ever going to work something out on trade," and it
They'll
looks like
work
they're
it
going to work
out.
something out on trade.
They'll work it out. They totally will. It's him.
Trump also released a video promoting the June 14th parade in DC, which does sound like a huge, big bunch of fun. And so he released a video about it. This was also in the midst of yesterday. And here is the scoop and the skinny on the parade if you want to sign up to go.
I am thrilled to invite everyone to an unforgettable celebration, one like you've never seen before. On Saturday, June 14th, which is Flag Day, we are honoring the 250th anniversary of the greatest fighting force in history, the United States Army. We will celebrate a spectacular military parade in Washington, D.C., like no other. For 2.5 centuries, the men and women of America's Army have dominated our enemies and protected our freedom at home. This parade salutes our soldiers' remarkable strength and unbeatable spirit. You won't want to miss it. Just don't miss this one. It's going to be good. Thundering tanks and breathtaking flyovers will roar through our capital city as nearly 7,000 soldiers march in historic uniforms from every major war since the Revolution. Join us for this once-in-a-lifetime celebration. I think it's going to be better and bigger than any parade we've ever had in this country. Reserve your spot now at America250.org. America250.org. I hope to see you there. I'm going to be there. I'll be watching the entire event. It's going to be something very, very special. I don't think we've ever done one quite like this. We're going to be celebrating the Army and our military. Thank you very much.
I think it's great. It's also his birthday.
Oh, is it?
Which is kind of neat. Yeah, it's his birthday.
Father's Day weekend.
I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I hope that they are very safe. I hope that they have a lot of security there and that, I just want to make sure that it's safe because I worry about that. Is that bad? Should I not have said that out loud?
It makes perfect sense. I mean, considering how open air that kind of event is.
Right. And how anti-American a lot of jackals are in this country. We have a lot of people here that are here, and a lot of them shouldn't be here, that are anti-American. And I would imagine that they're planning for that. Like they're going to make sure that
I'm sure.
everything is safe. But but in the back of my head, I'm like, this is great in the front of my head. But then in the back of my mind, I'm just like,
you're like, yikes.
Let's just make sure everybody's safe. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that they are all over that and know that there is a risk and are considering all those things.
Good.
Also, just a really lovely little flashback of Trump and Melania when they were, I don't know if they were married yet. No, they weren't. They were just engaged. And they were on with Larry King, and he was asking Melania if she was going to take Trump's name. And it's just so cute, you guys. I thought maybe you would like seeing it as much as I enjoyed seeing it come up in my feed yesterday.
Like, husband, wife, it's like kind of a jokingly. Yeah, I use the name Trump, yes.
Because you're proud of it.
I'm proud of it. Yes, I am. And I married a man, and, I'm kind of old-fashioned in that way that, you take the name of the husband.
Did your parents like him?
Yes, they do.
Do you want a parent? Do you want to be a mother?
Yes. We want to have a family. We want to have a baby together.
You have how many children?
I have 4. 4 beautiful children.
And they're
all
great
good
kids.
children. Yeah.
Successful
All
kids.
really good. And they're very successful. All doing well in school. They're all terrific.
How do you feel about fatherhood again?
I like it.
How old are you, Don?
58.
Young.
It's young compared to you, right?
Yeah, compared to me. I got a 65.
Give me a hand.
Hey.
I think that's very sweet.
That was so cute. Isn't it cute?
It is very sweet.
Anyway,
you could tell he loves being a father and a grandfather. You can tell that. And he's so proud of his kids.
Very good at it.
Yeah, he's so proud of his kids, and he should be. He should be proud of his kids. I mean, listen, the moms had a lot to do with it too. But there's a patriarchal thing in that family. They all love their dad. There's not one of those kids that's like, my dad is, a loser. The dad is awesome. they look up to him. So there's that. He's like the glue that holds that family together. There's something.
He is the common denominator, and
he is. And all those kids are great. There's no Hunter Bidens in that family.
Nope, not a single one of them.
Yep.
All right, let's get to some My Pillow Talks. Got some really good ones for you today. First of all, you're going to see the creepiest. I'm not saying the baby is creepy. Okay, I love babies. I love them. This particular baby has a very creepy way of getting around, and you're going to see a reaction to the creepiness. Behold.
Oh my God. So great.
I mean, that was creepy, you guys. Like it was weird.
But listen, you got to get around how you can get around. When you're that age, you just got to do what you got to do. Some kids they don't really crawl. They
do whatever that was.
Some kids spider walk or crab walk. That's what they do.
If you read the headline of today's show, you will notice that we said we're going to have an important discovery about cat butts.
Yes.
I did not anticipate ever writing that sentence out, but yet saw a video of a woman that saw a need, a question that people had, and aimed to address it. And I thought that this was very, very helpful.
Wonder when a cat sits down, whether or not their butthole is touching the surface that they're sitting on. Here I have a unique opportunity to show you. My cat is sitting on a glass surface right now. Let me move the phone under the table so you can see. In fact, you can barely even see her butthole at all. There's a lot of fur covering it. And it's actually at least an inch away from the surface of the glass.
Yeah.
She is sitting normally, as you can see. I hope this helps.
The cat.
I mean, it really helps.
Somebody, she who laughs was like, I've never wondered about this. Never at all ever wondered if a cat's butthole was touching the surface that it was sitting on. But now we're all wondering, right? Now we know. And that cat's like, look at my butthole.
But not because the cat like tucks it in. You can tell that the cat tucks it in.
Yeah. The cat. Did everybody feel better? Everybody's good. Everybody's good now. That the cat.
I just felt like that was important information to pass along.
In everyday life, cats are kind of jerks. I love cats because they're jerks. Because cats are like, screw you. You work for me. That's how cats are. But this is like the one thing that they're like, but you know what? I'm not going to put my butthole on your furniture.
Right. I'm not going to make contact with the glass table with my anal gland.
Whereas my dog is dragging his balls all across the couch right now. Like right now, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You know what I mean?
Anyway, I thought it was helpful.
I
found it helpful and
very helpful.
It's sort of long-standing question. That's all I'm going to say.
You're welcome. This is our show, you guys. We bring you the hard-hitting stuff here on the Chicks on the Right show.
Always. You can count
no place else.
us.
You can't get this anyplace else.
No, you can't.
No.
I defy you. I defy you to find another podcast host who is talking about this the way that we do.
Right.
Megyn Kelly. You think Megan's going to talk about cat
you think Tucker's talking about cat and buttholes? I doubt it. Yeah.
But I also think she would do a fine job if she chose to.
She probably would. Exactly.
Also, it's been a while since I shared a precious raccoon, but this is one more video that shows that I should have one, I think. Look at how they travel. I mean, are you kidding me?
Look at that guy so unaffected. That's how I travel. When my husband drives, that's it.
I love that.
That raccoon's like, I am sprawled out.
And then lastly, this is just the sweetest thing. You sent this to me yesterday about a group, an organization called Dogs on Deployment. I did not know anything about this.
To be honest, my daughter-in-law sent this to me and she's like, we have to do this. And I thought this is an amazing organization, you guys. So I wanted to spread the word because I didn't even know they existed. I think it's fantastic.
So you're about to see a woman who participated by babysitting essentially the dog of someone who went on deployment. Because like, what do? If they get deployed and they have a dog, what happens to these dogs? And that's the reason for the organization. She is precious. She's also very sad because she's about to end her relationship with this dog after 9 months. It's going back to its owner. Here she is to tell all about it.
All right, so this is my last TikTok with Oliver. He's not dying. I'm just very overdramatic. So my husband and I have had Oliver for the past 9 months because his owner's been deployed on the Truman. And so he's coming to pick him up today. And I'm so excited that we got to do this for Skylar. Because if we're not, I don't know. I really don't know what he would have done. I think his family all lives in California. And I mean, it's a lot to watch someone else's dog for 9 months. It's also a lot to trust someone with your dog for 9 months. So we've had a great time with my Ollie Pop. He's been my little buddy.
Ollie Pop.
But
So
I'm
sweet.
excited to
I
see him go
know.
home to Skylar, to his owner, because he's had him since he was a puppy.
Ugh.
So if you have it in your heart, and if you have the time, definitely look into dogs on deployment. You know, Oliver's not the only one who would have been homeless for 9 months had, you know, someone else not stepped up to, I called it an extended babysitting. So 9 months is a long time, but we're excited to see him go home, and I know he's excited to go home. I'll probably post the video later of when Skylar comes to pick him up. So if you guys have any questions, just go Google dogs on deployment, and if you have the space in your heart, definitely volunteer your time, because I know people would really appreciate it.
You guys, I want to do this. I mean, I think how did I not know about this? I was today.
I don't know if I could do it. I would fall in love and I would be a wreck every time I had to give them back.
I would fall in love, but man, it is a great gift to those who serve, right? I mean, what a wonderful way to give to those people who serve. Because can you imagine being deployed? Those people want to have animals too. I would lose my mind if I got deployed and I had an animal, and I would be like, what am I supposed to do with my baby? I mean, what a wonderful thing. So if you can do this, do it.
Well, and Skylar, obviously very appreciative. He said, Skylar here wanted to say thank you to Haley and Brandon. This amazing woman here took the absolute best care of him, and that was what made it easier to leave. But Haley, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I didn't plan on crying today, so thank you for that.
I mean, so sweet.
Just so sweet.
I had no idea this existed. So if you guys are interested in that, I'd love to do this. Maybe not now, but someday.
I just know I couldn't do it because of how much I would emotionally wrecked.
I would be emotionally wrecked too, but I could do it. I could totally do it.
I
love
better
it.
than me. All right, we have some thank yous from our friend Dana Spain, who said, morning, beautiful chicks from Colorado. Shout out to Hot Hubby. Oh, that went too fast. Shout out to Hot Hubby on his birthday. He's a handsome 60, insert mumble here. He is my alpha male, ride or die. Also, we don't argue. Had enough of that in our starter marriages. I love y'all. And then she went on to say, P.S. Venmo wouldn't let me use the former president's name before mumble. What's that about? Love y'all. And I don't know.
And happy birthday to him. My husband's birthday was yesterday. I didn't say happy birthday to him here. We did it plenty offline, but happy birthday to him and happy birthday to Greg.
Happy birthday to all of the husbands who celebrated within the last couple days. Sharon Hamilton said, happy Friday, lovely ladies. About the Trump and Elon fight, I think there's something more behind it. I'm not convinced it's real. There is that theory. Michelle Billiet said, Elon needs to take a Midol, eat some chocolate, grab some Cozy Earth jams. This period will soon pass. Love you, gals. Rachel Sinks said, thanks for literally making me LOL. Schumer may very well have made the post Bad Blood by Neil Sedaka, 1975. So enjoy COTR. I did not even know that there's a 75 version of that.
There is. Neil Sedaka. Oh my God. Neil Sedaka.
Oh,
wow.
Do you think Schumer actually does his own Twitter?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
Over on Locals, Osuki says, my baby girl, Angie, was born 43 years ago. When she was little, she said, Mommy, you're the smartest person in the world. I love you, and I'm never going to leave you. She lied. She moved to the UK 22 years ago. Would you guys please tell her happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
I don't know her name, but she must be a user on Locals because it's like TVBKITWWW. So happy birthday to that person.
Birthday.
Casa Donata said, we lost our 12-and-a-half-year-old GSD this week. His name was Samson.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Pray for our family. Thanks for all you girls do. So grateful for your conservative views. Judy Henderson said, I think the Elon Trump spat is a show. Trump creates chaos while he's doing something else on the side. I could be wrong because I was one other time. LOL. Roth Lady Wright said, what is crazy is that this is two so-called businessmen, so-called professionals, men that people are supposed to look up to and admire. This entire thing is disgraceful to me. This should have never been on a public platform. What is wrong with these people, Trump included? None of this should have been hashed out like this. Come on, do better.
Yeah, our world is weird right now.
She also said, don't know if it's true, but they say Eddie Murphy testified about going to a Diddy party, being told to eat monkey brains, telling Diddy no thanks and leaving. There was more, but I'm not going there. But apparently if you didn't do what you were told, you were no longer good for Hollywood. So strange, all of that stuff. Just FYI, I think maybe just names not all they've done. Nasty.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out. I saw some stuff about Mike Myers, the SNL Mike Myers yesterday. A lot of celebrities getting drawn into the hearings. Very interesting stuff, you guys.
Now you.
Yep. Robin Dye. Musk plus president. Fake fight to revive Tesla stock price. No, I think Tesla's doing fine.
Well, they didn't yesterday. They took a little dive yesterday, but in general, they've been on the up and up. Yeah.
Before then, I think they were fine. So I think he's just emotional. Xander, there is a package from me for Daisy at her post office. I sent it to her PO box. Don't know why it didn't go to that. Okay. I'll look today, Xander. I will. So thank you in advance. Bomama 8. Honestly, I first heard about Trumlon Elump spat from y'all. As soon as your show is over, I'm listening to the wildness of the Karen Reed debacle of a retrial. I'm very disappointed, though. Yeah, we're all disappointed in Trump and Elon. I'm just disappointed in everything. We just need to get.
But that's interesting. See, that goes to the earlier theory that there's some people that are just not.
They're not
even know that this happened.
But they're not on X, and like some people watch Fox, and it was like kind of peripheral yesterday on Fox, which I thought was very interesting because it's like the biggest freaking news story ever.
Mm-hmm.
Bowl now. LGBTQ month means let's get beer, tacos, and quesadilla month. Yes. Fun Fact Friday, new segment. A cat's ear contains 32 muscles. Going to see Savannah Bananas tomorrow in Charlotte.
Fun.
We
You're
love
gonna have a great
Savannah
time.
Bananas. I like the party animals the best. They were my favorite. They were really hot too. Team Media and Publishing. Samantha here. Everyone breathe. Theory. It's part Elon's autism and part PSYOP orchestrated by DJT and EM. In the end, they'll be back in bromance mode. They'll be saying, see, we made up and you, the American people, can too.
Oh, I love that message. That would be so great if that was the message.
It's a good message, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Becky Anderson. Hi, chicks. Thank you for the laughs. I hope you and all the other jerks have a great weekend. Jennifer, no. I didn't know about the Trump and Elon fight until an hour ago. I was on a steady IV drip of heavy pain and sleep meds all day, and thankfully will be again today. Like being cryogenically frozen. Wake me up when it's over. Love ya, Jen. We love you, Jen.
Stroke, Jen.
BLS Doom Crew Inc. Hey, chicks. I hope you guys know this is all by design. It's a fake spat. The left liberals are eating this up because it's what they want. So many people think this is fake.
I know. It's just
crazy.
I just don't, you guys. I think it was a real fight.
I think it was a real fight too. Jose Rodriguez. Morning from Texas, y'all. I can be short or long, and women usually demand my full attention. What am I? A conversation. Also, kind of ironic, our two favorite guys breaking up during Pride Month. Just take my wad. It is ironic, isn't it, Jose? Raquel S. I don't care what's going on because I'm 54 today. So take my birthday money, jerks, and have a good weekend. Raquel, I'm getting ready to turn 54 too in August. So happy birthday to you. BTK.
Oh my gosh, it is my birthday month and I haven't even said it.
I know.
I just said it
haven't.
just now for the first time.
I know it's weird. It's a little weird. You've not been into birthdays like the past 2 years. You didn't do this. You did this last year too, where it wasn't so. When we used to work in radio, it's like we would have to celebrate for we'd have to we tailgated for her birthday month, and then we were in her birthday month. And
I
now
counted down for at
it's
least
weird.
the 3 months going in, and I haven't this year because I'm kind of dreading it because I'll be in the throes of recovery, and so
weird. Her birthday's the 25th, so we're looking at 20 days away, 19 days away from her birthday.
Gosh,
usually,
and I haven't even thought about it.
It's bizarre, really, really bizarre. Yeah, I know.
It's gonna suck though, you guys.
I didn't want to mention it,
hurt.
but here we are. Yeah. BTK replace Bondi with an interim Gates without Senate approval. I'd be okay with that. At least for now, he can get some stuff done. Maybe release some files. Release the hounds. Robin died. Today is the 81st anniversary of D-Day. May they rest in peace. Shelley Ethington. When my children would fight like this, I'd send them to their rooms and they couldn't come out until they made a list of 10 things they appreciated about the other one. Sometimes it took a while. I bet. I like that idea, though. It's good. Kim Lambert. Maybe not too hard on Steve Bannon. He told us this would happen with Elon from the start, just saying. Yeah, but
he's never liked him. He's never liked Elon.
He's never liked Elon, but the solution.
But he's being a commie. I'm sorry, you don't take over somebody's company, and that's a crazy thing for Steve Bannon or any conservative to ever say ever. That's freaking crazy. That
is definitely communism. Yes. Ronald Goldston. Amount is queer as a $2 bill from a poor hetero. I don't know. What is that? What is that referring to?
Because he gave $2. So that's what.
Okay. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ronald. Team Media and Publishing. P.S. Okay, jerks. Another theory. The Donald Trump, Elon Musk thing makes Vance look even better than he does. Like his 2028 campaign is already starting. Okay. I mean, that's
so weird. I can't see that one.
You couldn't see. You can really?
The one that you just read is not in my list. Isn't that weird?
That is so weird. Yeah.
I know.
Curio 23, except for Sphinx cats, no hair to block the butt.
That's an interesting point.
The hairless cats.
How do they tuck?
And that's the kind that I want.
Can. Maybe they still can tuck, and it's
maybe they just shrivel up their butthole. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Plays with wolves on watching service members as pets. King of the Hill had a funny episode on this called the Patriot Act.
That's perfect.
Very interesting. Yeah. Penny Purdue. Love you, chicks and fam. Have a great weekend. You too. We hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. We're bringing it in.
Hope everybody has up over the weekend.
Hope everybody has big plans or no plans, or big plans to have no plans, which is
my favorite kind of plans.
Greatest plans of all.
I'm going to see Mission Impossible. That's what I'm going to do this weekend.
Ooh,
yeah.
You have to tell us how that is. I actually saw The Accountant a couple weeks ago. I remember we were talking about wanting to see The Accountant too. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. So you'll have to tell me how Mission Impossible is, and you guys need to go see The Accountant too. It was really good. So everybody have a fantastic weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.